What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another Fridge Financials video. And in today's video, I know I brought it up before, and we are breaking down the huge paycheck that I get as a teacher in June and how I'm going to budget it out for the summer because I will not be getting those paychecks as a teacher. So we're going to go over it. We're going to look at some spreadsheets. Shout out to Elise again as per usual. And if you're excited for today's video, make sure that you smash the thumbs up button. Feel free to subscribe if you would like to and turn on the bell notifications for all future uploads. Now, my goal with this video here is to hopefully cover essentially 3 full months of expenses, investments, and everything else. The reason why, before I get into it, is because my last budget video, which I did at the end of May, the money that I had left over, because I had like a lot of money left over in my checking account, paid for my bills for most of them for June. So now this balloon check that I got, which was on June 14th, is going to be hopefully, I'm budgeting out now for July, for August, and even for September. Now, the reason why I do September, even though school starts at the end of August, is because our first paycheck doesn't come in until the second week of September, I believe. I got to double check on that, but our bills are due the first week of September. So we're budgeting in essentially 3 full months of expenses, bills, investments, everything here. So let's break it down and we'll go through the categories and we'll hopefully be able to be in the positive, because it's always interesting to sit there and talk about how, oh yeah, I can just budget, look at my bank account every day. But now this is really breaking down the numbers, and also with with the vacation that I have coming. When this video goes out, I will be in Mexico. So I'm gonna try to record videos, a couple videos while I'm gone, so they can just go up and automatically be posted for us on that one. So stay tuned for those as well. So if you're watching this, I'm currently in Mexico. So, starting off with teacher pay, and again, the dates don't matter. Expected actual are going to be the exact same thing. Now, the balloon check that I got this year was $12,669.47. Now, again, before you say, oh my God, Fridge, that's so much money. It is, but don't forget, I'm not going to get paychecks for July, for August, and a little bit into September. So that's kind of like that money that's like left over is getting put into this balloon check here. I did one final tutoring session, or technically 2 final sessions, which is going to bring in about $140 extra. Got to make sure I factor that in, so I'll get that paycheck coming in, I think, next week at the time you're recording this. And then I'm also, hopefully, as the summer progresses here, I will be getting $1,000 reimbursed back for the AP class I'll be taking at the end of July, so a month out from now. I'm factoring that in because I will get that money back before school starts back up, so I'm going to put that in now just to kind of cover my end to make sure all the incomes coming in are going to be expected. Now, I am planning on also looking at doing some private online tutoring sessions over the summer through a website, but I don't want to factor that in yet because, again, I'm going to be away, and then I got to come back and figure that out and hopefully get it all set up and go from there. So maybe there'll be some additional income here coming in. Not really quite sure yet, but, you know, that'd always be nice. But this is budgeting. If I was to not work for the rest of the summer, what do I got? Okay. So since I'm looking at July, August, and September, I'm taking my bills and I'm multiplying them by 3. I know it's really like, oh yeah, it makes sense. But just so you guys are wondering, like, oh my God, your rent's that much? This is 3 months of rent, 3 months of gas, 3 months of electric, 3 months of my credit cards, and everything else. So it's all there. So first of all, rent. Now, rent started off, again, it's about $1,305. I'm going to multiply by 3, which gives me a total of $3,915 will go right away towards rent for the next 3 months. So between now, so July's rent, August, and September's rent, believe it or not, is going to be factored in here, which will be $3,915. I factor in gas at about $50 right now for each month. It's usually around that, actually a little bit less. But what I've done is I've really tried to factor in like the craziest case. What do I think it is to give me a little bit of extra leeway? If I end up spending less, great, love it. But so I'm factoring in $50 a month for gas, which will be about $150 for 3 months on that one. Electric, I'm factoring in about $125 because, again, the AC, it's getting really hot around here this time of year. So looking at about $375 there for those 3 months. Credit card 1 and credit card 2, so these two here. So if you have watched these videos, my first credit card, this one right here, is the share one between me and my girlfriend that we will be sharing with like foods, Anything else that will be put on there together that we share, we put on there. And then the credit card too is my personal one in case I have other expenses. I feel like, I'm estimating what we're looking at here. Now, it never really gets this high, to be honest, but I'm factoring in like a worst case scenario because we usually never do that. If you look at the previous videos, it never goes this high. I'm factoring in $500 a month. So I'm looking at about $1,500 over the next 3 months onto our credit card here that we'll be paying off. So that's for July, August, September. And then my personal one usually gets to about $250-ish. So again, multiplying that by 3 actually gives me $750, which leaves us at a grand total now of bills and expenses being at $6,690 for 3 months. So that's not too bad. You're looking at about 50%, actually like almost spot on, like 50% is going towards all the bills and everything else. Our vacation fund, believe it or not, we just finished off paying that off, and I only had to pay one more payment of $422.24. So I factored that in as our actual trip. So the airport, the all-inclusive resort, everything there. We put on a plan and we just paid it off already, which is great. We took a lot of our money. We started putting it in towards that. So that's really, really awesome. So we have that's our last payment. I'm going to take the train in to go to see a baseball game, which I went and saw last week. So that was like $65 round trip. Cancun day trip that we'll be going on is about $211, give or take. So that's in there. And an Amazon purchase of about $15. Now, again, as we talked before, and I'll say it again with all of my expenses here, I don't do a lot of expenses, and this $15 on this Amazon card is probably on this credit card right here, so it's technically double dipping, but I'm like, whatever, it doesn't matter to me as much. These are just rough estimates to make sure I'm on track to have a great goal and a great end of the summer, to make sure I'm on track. I don't have to worry about bills. And so what we're looking at here is, food is on these credit cards here. It's already built in. We have gas, electric, my gas for my car, also already built into here as well. I did actually just pay my insurance, my car insurance. My car insurance was ridiculous, and it was for six months. Let me factor that in right now. I paid that off actually this morning, the time I'm recording this. That was $770 for 6 months. So got to put that in there as well because I almost forgot. That does in fact count. So my food is already built into the credit cards. We have gas for the car, gas and electricity for the apartment. We've got rent, which includes internet, water. So these are all I don't go out and do much. I don't go out and go anything crazy. We have a couple things that we're going to be going out with friends, stuff like that. But rather than that, I don't do anything crazier than that. So, I think these will be a little bit lower for sure. Will be a little bit lower. But obviously we'll only wait and see, and only time will tell for that. Now, the biggest problem that I was going to have making this video was the investment portion, because right now I am aggressively investing money that I have left over. My car is paid off. Our vacation is now paid off, which is great. So we're back to basically having zero debt again. I know I went zero debt for a little bit, and we took this vacation fund and we paid it off in payments, which is technically debt. But everything's paid off. We're good. So my concern now is now I'm investing heavily, taking money I got left over, putting in the stock market, buying up shares of the S&P 500, and just hoping to grow that portfolio up. That's what my goal is. So factoring in 3 months of aggressively investing might be a little bit tricky. So we'll take a look here. So the crypto one, I'm doing $20 a week, so $80 a month. So for 3 months, it'd be $240 going in there. Obviously, I can dial that one back if I need to, because crypto is like a very, very small chunk of my investments. The big one here is my stock market account. Now, my stocks I put in $300 every week, mostly into the S&P, a little bit into QQQ. And I do that, 4 times a month. So you're looking at $1,200 a month. For 3 months, you're looking at $3,600 right there. So that's a little bit crazy, and as you can see, our budget is really dwindling down here to what do we have left over here. Peer-to-peer is $25 a month, so that's $75 right there, no problem. That's just like the loaning thing I put nothing into. And believe it or not, we are actually left over with $1,721 $1,721.23, which will make us then eventually have it where I can put that over for the next month. I can put that into something else. I can put that into my high yield savings account that I'm going to be opening up. So luckily, looking at these numbers here, with my current spending, my current tracking, this could probably just be miscellaneous, which I should probably put into as a miscellaneous category for expenses. I mean, I guess I could do that actually now that we're thinking about it. I could put in like, I don't know. So we could do miscellaneous abbreviation. I could do like, 500 here, 500 in there. And that leaves me with the checking account still left about, $1,221.23. $1,221.23. So this miscellaneous spending can go into, whatever it is, if you've done another trip or whatever the case is. Don't really quite know, to be honest. And look at these numbers. I'm actually very, very happy with how my budget has turned out so far, which is great. Our school has got a grant for summer training, which is training on our curriculum that I already teach. So that would be easy money as well. I think that's like 7 hours at like $30 an hour, something like that. So that'll be another $200 I could add into here if I want to get an extra opportunity to make some more money, of course. But I'm not going to factor that in for this video here. But yeah, we're looking at a pretty good, bills about 48%. Savings is 37 and expenses is 14. And that's with me dropping $700 on car insurance. Almost $800 on car insurance. I had to actually call them and negotiate and be like, why is this so high compared to before? Obviously, we look at data and car insurances that are up right now, and it's insane. But so I negotiated that down a little bit more, so I saved myself a little bit of money on that one. But again, I think these are worst case scenarios. These right here, these credit cards for sure, because those are the ones that are most that have the most ability to change. Hopefully with us being in an all-inclusive resort, our food bill will be down a lot because we'll be getting everything included in there. Our electric bill will be down a little bit more, in our gas because we won't be living here right now for those 10 days. We're going to be somewhere else. So that's what our hope is, of course. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope this gives you that, understanding about how crazy a balloon check actually can be. My first year, because I just finished up my 5th year of teaching. My first year of teaching, I saw this paycheck hit my account, and I was like, this has to be a mistake. It was 5 figures. And they were like, no, it's not a mistake. It's what they pay you for that summer. So instead of getting paid for 12 months, you get paid for 10 months, right? And those 2 months get put into that last paycheck to kind of cover those last 2 months. And it's been a real struggle. It was not a struggle, but it was a challenge to figure out how to budget $10,000 plus in one paycheck. So now that I'm really getting the hang of it, it's really helping out. As you can see, I have my numbers figured out. This is 3 months. This is July, August, September, which is awesome because I already can start getting paychecks again in September to put money into the future and everything else. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I know it's a little bit of a ramble at the end there. If you made this far in the video and you're not subscribed, obviously feel free to. Make sure to leave a comment down below in the comment section. What do you think of the budget? What are some things you might want to include in here? What would some things you be taking out? Do you think my numbers are too high? Do you think they're too low? You let me know down in the comment section as always. I hope you guys are making money in the market as per usual. And I will see you guys in the next video.